Okay. How about you step up inside and show us how much room we have?
Oh, no, I can stand up, you guys. Look, there's so much space.
For the little people, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little bench here?
Bench here, yeah.
Maybe that's where the fridge will be underneath that. You can pull it out.
Yeah. And then bed will be back here.
Yep.
Or should I can lie down here like this.
Yeah, no, we're gonna try to do a widthwise.
Try to do it now, go like this.
You can lay down. How about you lay down this nice clean floor?
Oh no. It's so, I love how tall it's like.
I know.
I could. You gotta get this before it counts.
Yeah. Okay, let the project begin. You are a great helper. This is just some of the loose junk that was rolling around in the van. Before I put my kit in, I'm also putting some of these sound dampening, basically giant stickers on to help with the tinny noise of driving a big van on the road. This took about 2 hours. This works like the drawings of a crazy person, but actually this helped me figure out how many feet of each type of wire I needed and where my switches would go, where the appliance would be at. So planning will save you hours and lots of money when it comes time to install your electronics. This 20 gauge wire will be all I need for my DC electronics, like the refrigerator, the fan, and the lights, and all my USB charging cables. I'm using 14 gauge wire for my AC electronics running off of 120 volts like my microwave and my induction cooktop. And if you're going to be doing a lot of wiring, I suggest get some fish tape. That's what this is called. It's going to make sending wire through your van a million times easier. Here's how it works. I set the fish tape down from the top down here, connect to the wire where the wire is going to start going through the van. I ran it up this thing. So you just pull. Boom. I just fed the wire all through that column. And I'm just going to repeat that process over and over again. This is basically where my refrigerator will be. So I ran the wire, ends right there, goes up through this panel, across the ceiling, down through here, back down there, and this is where my power supply will be. And so at the very end, make sure you label both ends. This is fridge, and I'll put the same thing over there. That way you stay nice and organized and know exactly which wire goes to what. This is gonna be for my sink. There it is. I have all my DC wires labeled. It's not pretty, but everything's labeled. I know exactly what is powering what, and it's not as messy as I thought it'd be. I've seen other videos where there's just wires everywhere. I guess mine's not super complicated, but I tried to run the wires in the panels so there's nothing hanging down, just a little bit from the ceiling. But I'm all done with the DC part. And you really want to make sure in your plan you know exactly how much wire length you need to go into each appliance. I did that, I calculated it, and I added it up together. Then I added a little bit more just in case, and I almost ran out of wire. This is all that's left of a 200-foot spool of 20 gauge wire. I only have maybe 10 feet left, and so I cut it kind of close. I still have room for other things, but you go through a ton of wire. These scissors at this point are just basically tearing it. They're not made for this, man. The next thing I'm gonna do is start measuring some of these little panels and then slicing up my insulation and sticking it on there. I just use my spray adhesive on the panel, the wall, and then on the insulation, and let it dry for about a minute or two until it gets tacky. And I stuck it on there and it's on there pretty good. I'm just gonna keep repeating that process through all these little cavities and make sure this whole van is well insulated for sound and for temperature. Panel number 3. This is about the end of the day. I have almost this entire wall except for the upper panels insulated.